All right. So last we left off, you guys have just finished defeating. Excuse me, defeating the adventurers who turned on their adventurer.
And we are not looking so hot.
Sounds about right. Are you guys going to RP or do you need something from me?
Can we start? Like, guys, this might not be the best idea. You almost died twice, she points to Ganon. And I'm not feeling all that hot. And everybody looks pretty beat to shit.
I don't even remember where we're at. I remember we were in that fight. Was that in?
You guys have entered the Skull Temple to head down and fight the so-called god that's down there. You're now in his domain, and the deeper down you go, you might run into him, or you guys can flee. But if you flee to regroup, it also gives them time to regroup. Just a heads up. You guys have just fought the 3 adventurers that betrayed the 1 adventurer that was tied to the tree that you ran into. The spirit of the 1 adventurer. So now you guys are at that point where you need to decide if you're going further down or retreat.
What are you guys thinking? I'm pretty jacked up. Without some kind of a rest, there's no way I'll be. Not melee, I wouldn't.
I think we're all pretty jacked up at this point. And Kit is all for a tactical retreating. Because she's hanging on by a thread. And she's low on spells. Yeah. I don't have much magic left, guys.
So where do we retreat to?
So we plan on advancing in the other direction. Very well then. Well, probably the best spot is out of the swamp. Out of its region. To say the least. Or we can hide a hidey hole that somehow this so-called god does not have any control over. Or reach. Which is, to say, non-existent at this point.
If we're leaving, we have to go back to the village.
All the way?
It's the only place there is.
To the frog people village.
Yes.
How far away is that?
I recall it was like a few hours it took.
Yes, a few hours.
Well, it's true that nobody's inhabiting the place.
Well, we might as well go ahead and start. We can walk and talk, I guess, because there's really no feasible reason. I mean, if are we going to fight this thing? If we're just going to go down there and talk to it, then does it matter?
In my experience, if
Talking.
we're going down to talk, we're probably going down to fight.
Yeah.
And I was getting to saying that he's kind of walking over to the body of the barbarian, and I'm taking out Calamity, and I'm pulling his head up by his hair, and I'm going to start to cut his head off.
What the fuck are you doing? Is that what we're doing now? We're taking trophies?
Not a trophy. It's protection. What I've learned is, no matter how strong something is, if it doesn't have a head, it can't come back to life. If we're leaving, we're not taking these whole bodies with us. but I'm gonna make sure they don't come back.
Not so
You don't
fond
have
of
to watch.
necromancy, are you? Eh?
I've had my fair share of necromancy, good and bad. And no matter whose side it's on, it's really powerful magic. I'd rather not deal with it.
I'm actually with him on this one.
And I'm gonna go over to Tiefling and start to repeat the process. Before I do, I just look up. If you don't want to watch, turn around.
Yeah,
And-
I'm walking out.
And while he's doing that, I will go and loot the sorcerer.
Pretty gruesome event.
Before Ganon gets over to the ranger, as I see what he's doing, I am going to loot the ranger and check out her bow and arrows.
Alright, if you guys could give me a 1d12.
All of us?
Just 3 of you. I don't care which 3.
Well, not everybody all at once.
Right? Alright, so Kit, you find a page of lavishly illustrated holy manuscript, scribed with runes and stuff. Basically, it's a first level cleric spell scroll. Potion of healing. I haven't looked up first level spells yet, but I'll get it to you. And
Cure wounds would be, yeah.
and you get a potion of healing. Alright, next was a 9. Sorry, Roll20 is taking forever to bring my stuff up. Man, these guys are fucked. Okay, so I'm gonna reword this to make it sound a little bit more fun. So you find a sack filled with different items of worship. They all seem to be worshiping this weird god or this creature that claims to be a god. Technically, you get the contents of a priest pack and a holy symbol. And next, the next item you find is a small charm that, when rubbed, becomes a passive illusionary mouse for 5 minutes, once per day.
A what?
A
An
small
illusionary
charm,
mouth.
a small charm that, when rubbed, becomes a passive illusionary mouse for 5 minutes, once per day.
Who wants to keep that?
Whoever found it.
Who was it on?
It was the last one rolled, so
That would be me then.
Yep.
roll me a 1d16.
One D16.
9. Detect poison and disease. That's what the first level spell is.
Oh boy, so if you feel like that you're poisoned, you can double check to see if you are.
It also detects disease. Alright, and now the stuff that I have listed. You find longbow, normal arrows, and scimitars. You find a rag with what was used to wipe the poison on the blades and arrows. Non-usable at the moment. Poison is all gone. You find the staff with a jewel on it from the wizard or the mage that is basically a source of their spell casting ability. And the barbarian, you find a magical axe.
Not that he doesn't need any more weapons.
Magic axe does need to be attuned to, though.
How many arrows?
We'll say 16.
Okay.
So, with all things said, I believe we'll take a respite at the abandoned village.
Yeah, all for that.
And then, after we take a good rest to lick thy wounds, we're coming back to undo this false god.
Ganon,
Mm-hmm.
are you coming? Or are you going deeper?
I'm
She
coming.
specifically looks at you and says this.
We need to rest.
Alright, because last time some of you guys wanted to leave altogether and others wanted to hit. Do you even have a idea of why you're still here, or is it just a kill shit?
Well,
Because
I'm
Ganon
asking
likes
for
to
me.
kill shit.
well, one, the item that we seek may be here and they don't know it. And two, I would rather not have a belligerent squid pretend to be a god like my my Stormlord.
Fair enough.
I mean, we wanted so badly to come this far and this deep to get to the point we're not gonna stop 5 feet from it.
How do you know you
So
haven't
we'll
already?
rest up. I mean, we're at the door.
But we haven't finished it.
Like, I'm down to like 2 spells, 3 spells,
Which is
and
why
my
we need to
health,
rest.
and over half of my health. Actually, I have more spells than that. I have more first level spells.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
Go ahead.
as before we all retreat and leave, because we got to make the trek through the forest, I will double cast this on all of us, so we get everybody gets 14 health.
I don't think the idea was to take a long rest, but
I think we're gonna need it because we got to recover our health and shit.
yeah, with hit die. I don't even know if we can take a long rest. Well, alright.
At the village, we could. Yeah.
I guess we have to try now.
Well, let's go.
Okay. So, a lot of you guys were smart. You're not totally stupid, except for maybe Ganon. You do know that there's a you know you got rid of the adventurers, but you also know that there's an entire village of lizard people. There's also cultists here, and by retreating, you now know that they will be preparing for you. So it won't be a few guards at the entrance and whoever was at the so-called worship site that you would randomly run into. They're now going to be fully prepared to fight you guys.
Yeah, if we go in now, we're gonna die.
I just want to make that 100% clear. You're giving them time to prepare for you now. But you guys do track the 2.5 hours back to the Frog Village, so that you will have a platform to get out of the swampy water, maybe dry off a little bit, and actually rest. You won't be so miserable. You still have the bugs and stuff to deal with.
We got a dome. So we don't have to deal with the bugs.
Alright. How are you guys setting up your base camp, and or are you guys setting up for watches?
I mean, we always do watches, right?
Definitely doing watches, you know.
Definitely do watches. Yeah.
I guess we're just gonna find one of the most put together huts, and then we'll, or Sky's got his hut as well.
Yeah, I'll try to put it inside of one of the huts if it's big enough so it doesn't draw any attention.
Wait, what are you taking in the hut?
So we're just gonna find one of the houses that's most kept together, and then he's gonna cast his hut inside of it.
Right.
And who's keeping watch?
I guess we'll rotate it, right?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I can go second.
I'll go third.
I guess I'll be fourth if there's a fourth.
There's the fifth. I'll be fifth.
Nah, it's just 4.
All right.
Alright, and how is the dome set up? What's it keeping in? What's it keeping out? Things like that.
Well, it's just comfortable inside, and it's only us are the only thing that can get in it.
Are you making it see-through, opaque, matching the background?
No, I always make it see through, so because I can't leave it.
Yeah, it's always opaque from the outside.
That's we're choosing to do this inside a hut.
Okay. I'm going to need each of you guys to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Spells and magical effects can't pass through the barrier.
You don't have to worry about that.
I'm guessing this is while we're traveling through the muck, getting to the village.
Yeah, apparently that's the only dry land.
Somebody didn't roll. There you go. Alright. So, Sky, Kit, Ganon, and Flower, you all fail.
It's not against the being charmed, is it?
No.
I'm just asking because of my Fey ancestry.
Nope, it's not about being charmed. So as you guys are marching through this field and swamp and stuff, it's as if the trees and stuff are moving and shifting. So the four of you guys keep getting distracted and stuff until Storm gets you back on track and gets you to your location. But as you're going there, you keep getting bombarded with visions. And things are being pulled out of your mind and stuff. And I need the four of you to pick whatever you want in your inventory and take it off. Delete it from your character sheet.
I can understand what you said.
Take one item from your inventory sheet and delete it.
Your choice, not mine.
And they get visions of coldness, was it?
Visions of different the woods being abstract. It's kind of like something in the woods is affecting them. It's kind of been the same effect, but you guys have now spent almost 24 hours in these swamps area. But you guys get to the thing.
All right, as soon as we get there, I'm going to start doing the ritual to set up the dome.
Easy enough to do. Is there going to be any RP, or do you want me to continue on?
Kid is dragging her weary body along. It's not saying much of anything. She's tired. She's exhausted.
Just kind of keeping my head on a swivel. Fenric and I are kind of the forest travelers around here, so I'm more focused on getting us through this place than anything.
Alright, I'm going to continue on then. So you guys settle down for the night. Who's on first watch?
I was.
Alright, during your watch, you set up, and just as the others are about to go to sleep, you hear howls and growls and bushes and stuff slinking around you. Give me a perception check. Out in the distance, you see two-headed dogs roaming around the swamp area, making all kinds of noise. And the others are woken up. Unless you guys want me to give you a roll to wake up or not. It's your call.
You said I saw two-headed dogs, and then
Yep, they're howling and making all kinds of noise. Could be trying to keep you guys awake.
yeah, I'm not going to do anything.
I'm staying in the hut. I'm sleeping.
They will keep making noise until you guys are all awake.
Apparently,
they
we're
were.
gonna have to kill them.
And I'm the violent one, huh?
It's interrupting my sleep.
How do you know that? Did it actually wake you up?
Yes, it will. The dogs will keep howling and stuff until the party is woken up.
Does it seem like they're trying to alert people of our presence, like hunting dogs?
No. It seems that their job is to not fight you. When you guys go to come out of the dome, they run off. And when you guys go back in the dome, they come back and keep making a lot of noise. You have a feeling that there is an intelligence thing behind this, and the dogs have been sent there, and whatever else in the swamp has been sent there to make sure you guys do not get a long rest. They want you exhausted and tired when they attack.
I'd be willing to bet I'm faster than these dogs. Probably catch one.
Maybe.
Were we able to get the
But-
benefits of a short rest before they started howling and doing their crap?
Can't you make it so that we don't hear anything on the outside, or did that have to be done during the onset of the casting?
It doesn't block any sound. It just blocks spells and magical effects, and then it's opaque, so they can't see through it. Which is a wonder how these dogs even know that we're here. But,
I mean, I don't know. You've been sweating. You got blood on you. I mean, not hard for something that can track you.
so they got close to the dome.
Do you want them close to the dome?
They know that we're in this village somewhere, at least.
How far away are they at the moment?
Outskirts of the village. They're. It seems like their job is to keep you guys awake. You guys are smart enough to figure that much out. When you go out to fight them, they take off, try to scurry away, and then when you settle back down, then they come back and start making a lot of noise again. It seems like there's an intelligence behind this attack.
I mean, is there anything I can roll to just kind of sleep through it?
Maybe you guys take your long rest. I will stay out and wave these dogs away.
If you're out there by yourself.
Would all of you guys like a roll to sleep through this?
Kit would. Kit's exhausted.
I mean, I don't want to. I mean, it sounds to me like you guys are frustrated about this. So,
Well, no, it's
trying to, like,
Not really,
control it.
no.
I mean,
What
it's
did you
kind of like
get to?
having a car alarm going off outside. Can you sleep through that? I mean, unless you're in New
Hell
York,
no.
or I doubt it.
Just trying to, not necessarily annoyed, just trying to figure out the specifics of it.
What's the difference between resting and falling unconscious?
I mean, so you guys understand that there's an intelligent being behind this attack on you guys. It's not a
No, it's not.
physical
It's not that the
attack.
attack is like BS. We're just trying to figure out the specifics of it. Trying to figure out what's going on,
The
how far away they
Pacifics,
are, where they're at, and blah blah blah.
they're keeping about 40
Um,
feet away from you. But I mean, the noise, it kind of echoes. It's a swamp. I mean, there's.
Yeah. Trying to figure out how I can get to them. I look over at Kit.
Is there any way to make us deaf?
Oh, silence.
I think that lasts
Earplugs.
an hour. Earplugs.
Kit will, as we're laying down for the night, she will do the, never mind, it's just during a short rest I can do that. I was gonna do the Song of Rest, but I can only do it.
And then
Very far west.
boom! Storm lets out a big thunder wave.
What? Where?
He posted it. Thunder wave.
Yeah.
I was trying to scare them off.
Kit or Sky? I used to have this friend that adventured with us. He was a sorcerer, and he had a spell he could cast that made me really quick. Can either of you cast that kind of spell?
No, but I can make your enemies incredibly slow. Well, I could, but I can't anymore because I've used this spell slow.
Can't
I do.
roll it,
I
you
can.
guy. You said yeah?
Yeah, I can make you fast.
If you make me quick enough. These are like regular dogs, right? Like when we see them,
They're
No,
two-headed dogs.
they
They're
are-
not regular dogs.
They are not regular
Yeah.
dogs.
are they like big dogs? Like,
What kind of dogs do you have in your house?
I mean, obviously
Probably
I have
not two-headed.
Cerberus in my house, but
They are listed as medium-sized
okay.
blank,
So
blank,
they're-
blank.
Yeah. Fiends. Oh, I know what these are.
They are not
okay.
fiends.
Yeah, no, they're not fiends, but yeah, that's the other one.
While Ganon and Sky are trying to do whatever they're doing, Fenric is going to try to sneak out of the hut unnoticed and try and take a shot at one of these dogs to maybe scare them off.
Alright, go ahead and give me a stealth roll. I want to say disadvantage, but I'll let you do it normally.
Oh, I can roll again for disadvantage.
Hold up. How are they finding us exactly?
The smell.
You want me to roll again for disadvantage?
Could
No, you're
we
fine.
possibly
Alright.
just split up? One stays in the hut trying to sleep while the rest go someplace else to rest?
That might not be a good idea to split the party when there's evil beings out there.
I don't know about splitting up like that. Just because that thing, that god, kind of, it can see everything, you know? Let's let Fenrir play out what he was doing.
Kit's gonna plug her ears, roll over, and attempt to sleep. Like, not even joking. Can't be louder than what it was at the orphanage, so.
DM, you there?
Yeah.
Oh, Fenrir was doing his thing.
Yeah, I told him he snuck out. He didn't have to roll again. I was waiting on him to continue
Oh,
what he
I
wanted
did
to do.
not hear you say that.
I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
hear you say that.
I was waiting on you to
So-
continue to tell me what you were doing.
So yeah, if when I sneak out I see that they're still doing their thing and have not noticed me, I'm going to attempt to take a shot at the closest one that I see.
Fair enough.
21 hit them by chance.
21 does hit them.
Well, the closest one takes 7 piercing damage.
It rips out the arrow and continues howling as it runs deeper into the swamp.
Well, I mean, if we get far enough away, it won't keep us awake.
Oh, you can still hear it. I mean, he's just got to go into the bush now. He's got to get off the platforms and stuff to go out there and find them. You're 60 feet dark vision, right?
Yes.
All right, give me a perception roll. All right, you see giant tentacles slurping through the water outside of the village that you're looking at. These long, giant tentacles come in like giant arcs, start slowly moving around the water.
the water inside this village?
Around the village.
Around the okay.
The village is kind of like on platforms. It's raised platforms above the water, which is allowing you guys to get at least somewhat dry. Because right now you guys are all soaked and miserable. I mean, you've been sloshing through the freaking swamp for almost 24 hours. You guys are pretty miserable. Think about it. You're soaking wet. Your pants, your clothes have been rubbing against your skin, and now you're trying to get some sleep, and there's noisy ass dogs out there. You've got sticky clothes on you. You're in a cramped space. It's pretty miserable conditions. The only thing not bugging you right now are the bugs, and that's because, well, they're bugging you, but they're not bugging the ones in the dome. It's a pretty miserable situation that you guys are in right now. Do you want to go further out?
Oh, he can't cast the spell again. It's here or nowhere.
It's a ritual, and this is.
If I see whatever thing is in that village, the tentacle monster, whatever the fuck it is, Fenric does not want to go out any further. He goes right back into the hut. Tells everyone about what he sees. Say, well, shooting the dogs didn't seem to work, and it seems we have another problem. And I motion them outside towards where I saw whatever tentacles were coming out in the water. Is it still there? Can they see it?
They do not see it.
I was here just a second ago. I don't know where it went. I guess I'm going to scan the area to see if I do see like any trace of it where it could have gone.
Give me a perception check. You see a large tentacle moving across the boards and stuff and slipping back off the boards down into the water off the platform of what you came up to head into this place. Like it slithered across the top of the planks.
And only I saw this. It wasn't fast enough for me to react to tell them to look at it.
Sure, if you want. Give me a perception roll, everybody who wants to look.
Kit does not look. She is trying to sleep.
Sky, you see it as well. Give me an intelligence check.
Me?
Yeah. You're high intelligence, aren't you? Or are you high wisdom?
Yeah, high intelligence.
You kind of know what this is. You have seen it before when the so-called God appeared in front of you. You come to the understanding it could be another means of fucking with you guys.
He's fucking with us. Go to sleep.
I think that's the point.
Nothing can get in here except for unless they dispel it, right?
Right.
then just sleep. Ignore the shit.
I mean, everybody's awake right now, so apparently they can't. This wasn't at the outset. This was during the first watch. Everybody got woke up by it, so it's not. I don't think it's just a mind over matter thing.
Meanwhile, while everyone's talking, they're still howling in the distance.
Uh-huh.
Is there any way to throw a boot at them? That usually works with those darn cats.
Think of think of Game of Thrones. The guy who played the horn to keep the castle from not getting any rest. Think of old medieval times when they used to make a lot of noise to keep them up. This is kind of what they're doing to you. They want you weak and tired when they attack.
I'm just gonna look around the rest of the party in the dome and be like, oh, I mean, as annoying as this is for right now, they can't keep it up all night.
Sure they can. If it only takes one or two of them to make enough noise to keep us all up, there's probably more than one or two of them out there.
Kid's doing her best to ignore it and sleep. She's used to taverns and shit, so she's attempting it. I don't know if she want me to roll or anything, but yeah.
Maybe it's for the best that we leave this place completely. We cannot find rest in a place that's homes to this monstrosity.
That'll give them even more time to prepare. And we'll be fighting it when we start to come in.
And then we cannot prepare if we cannot sleep.
With whatever the party decides.
We don't necessarily need to sleep, right? We just need to sit down and rest. It shouldn't even be nighttime right now, currently. Because it was like somewhere around the middle of the day when we went to that cave, and then we traveled back 2.5 hours.
I have written down you went in at dusk.
At dusk? At the cave?
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I guess I was wrong. I mean, I don't know.
The problem is, if we handle the dogs, they will bring something else instead. It is just going to be one thing after another, with noise that boasters or nails on a chalkboard.
Well, then I guess we just leave since we're kind of got our hands tied.
Indeed.
Well, let's just rest for a little bit first.
Yeah.
We can't.
We can short rest.
Yeah, you just short rest.
Yeah.
Alright, Kit,
Yes.
go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Not my best.
You can't fall asleep. You try your damnedest. Fucking dog.
Alright. Then I will give us all a Song of Rest. I do get all my inspirations back.
Fuck.
Is there a limit of how many hit die you can use on a short rest?
Depends on how many you have. And then there's also regaining them back.
Yeah. You can use as many short die as you want in a long rest. You can only get up to half your maximum per long rest.
This music does not set this. This situation you guys are in at the moment.
I guess we'll grab a short rest and we'll start making our way out the swamp.
You guys are gonna Geo, you're gonna get the fuck out of Dodge? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Well, we could try to head back, or we could go out to rest and then come back, or we go out to rest and just don't come back.
I mean, I'm not coming back. If we leave now, I'm not coming back. That's too much time spent on this one location. There's plenty of other opportunities we have to try and find what we're actually looking for. Honestly, even pushing this deep was just on a whim, hoping that this creature knew something about agony. Which, in my opinion, is already almost too much time and effort on this one location.
I think
I believe we should just be gone.
I think Sky would agree with that. We got a lot of area to cover.
So are we just retreating and going to the next location?
I think that's the case, yes.
Okay, then.
North, or we going
We're at least getting the hell out of here, and then we can worry about that at the next bonfire when we're chilling out. We can figure out kind of for sure, but for now we just know we're leaving, so we'll stick with that and get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. The trek out, you can hear the dogs off behind you. And again, every once in a while, you see tentacles swishing through the water. But you do make it. I mean, it's a hard 8-hour trek. You guys will get a point of exhaustion when you guys finally emerge from the zone of influence this thing has. But you're out, and you've only got a few more hours of track before you're out of the swamp and can empty the mud and slush from your shoes. The dogs and stuff do not go past his zone of influence, though.
Well, not too much longer to go before we can set up a little camp. Should all be exhausted by now, though.
Yeah, you guys are all exhausted. You guys were moving at half speed to begin with, so you guys are all beat up. When you
Well, the swamp was a total bust, as they say.
You guys finally get out, get the dome set back up, and basically pass the fuck out.
Oof.
Don't volunteer for watch this time at all.
What?
I do not volunteer for watch this time. This kid's going to sleep through it all.
Well, I only need 4 hours, so if 2 other people can, then that'll cover the 8 hours.
I'll take watch.
I'll take one as well.
Alright. Watch goes by eye without a hitch. You guys get a full night's rest. Well, somewhat night. It's about maybe 11:30ish when everybody's fully awake and stuff. You guys' clothes are pretty much green and gooey and stuck together. Your skin is all red and rashed up. But other than that, you guys got a full night's
Kit will sit there and take the time to clean her shit with prestidigitation.
Alright.
She takes the time to take care of her instruments and yeah.
Do you guys like to RP about anything that happened, or do you guys want to move on?
Kit's sitting there mumbling to herself, total fucking waste of time, bullshit. Just basically grumbling.
DM, remind me, when I had my vision of, or I guess, I can't remember. There was a vision of me stabbing someone, and I can't remember if I had it or if everybody else had it, and who I was stabbing.
Me.
You were stabbing him for
I remember
robbing
it
you.
was Fenric.
Yeah.
Did I have that vision, or did everybody else have that vision?
Everybody else had that vision of you stabbing
So-
him. You had the
and
vision
I had
of what's his name robbing you.
So I had the vision of Sky robbing me and me stabbing him.
No, of him robbing you. Everybody else had a vision of you stabbing the shit out of him.
What? Wait, what was? What?
You had a vision of him.
Yeah, no.
killing
You
you.
only had part of
I
it,
hear you.
apparently.
I
You had
just.
part of it. The others had the other part of it.
Oh dang! I don't remember that being the case. I thought there was another vision.
Well, nevertheless, a bust it may be, we still have many more places to check. Shall we continue on our trek?
I vote for that.
Here, right?
It's not a rhetorical question. Let's move on.
You guys backtrack to the edge of the woods. So you guys are technically right here.
Shift ping it.
Right where that little green mark is right there.
You
On the
know. Oh, right here.
Okay. But
You
we
guys
were
see the
going
little
after
green
that one.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, but that's where you entered the swamp area. So you traveled all that way through swamp to the white dot. And then you had to travel all that way back out of the swamp to rest on dry land.
We may need a bigger mark indicator for the future, though. Just saying.
That's fine. I'll give it to you. So his zone of influence is probably so hard to move these damn things. About like that.
So as we get up, we rest. Kit takes care of her instruments. When she's sure everything is clean and presentable, including herself, she will look up at everybody
Who is still dirty
and
and miserable.
say, and say, "Where to next?"
What are you guys doing about food and water and stuff? Some of you have to drink and eat.
I have rations, so I will just munch down on.
I'm down on a ration that I have.
I thought I remember the last time we played, we were going to start putting Fenric to work. Like whenever we set up camp or whatever, he was going to try and hunt, and if we could.
I thought that was a thing that you said we would both maybe do.
Yeah.
That's what I have. That's what I thought. That's why I mentioned it. I didn't know if you guys. I mean, I'm trying to get you guys to RP. I mean, I just don't understand. I don't know what you guys. You guys want to head straight to another dot? What do you guys want to do? I mean, what is your guys' mindset after being basically?
Oh, that's what Kit was
thrown
trying
out?
to. That's what Kit was trying to engage them in. Like, she made sure everything was clean, and she looked around at everybody and says, "Okay, well, what next?"
Let me look back onto our notes here.
Gannon, you want to go take care of your sand creature? We're gonna go for another dot.
I'm not too worried about the sand creature. It's more of a nuisance than anything. Our closest point of interest is southeast. And there are a couple around it that we could circle around for. We could stop
think
by
that-
Mon if anybody's interested. On the way.
Oh, get cleaned up.
Well,
I think that would be the safer bet than going up here. Because those are going to be harder to reach, I think.
yeah, heading north of the
Very much
mountains
so.
is tedious.
What
Especially up
season
north,
is it
Charlotte.
too, by the way?
It's fall.
Yeah, we don't want to go in the mountains right now. Maybe in the spring.
Heck, I'm dying.
I wonder if we could get to Iman, if they would have like a teleportation circle or something we could take maybe to Whitestone and then start tracking clockwise, knocking these circles out.
Maybe.
Why don't we also think of perhaps finding a device that will help us find Agony while instead of going on to this wild goose chase?
What kind of device are you thinking?
Well, any kind of device, really. I hear that people can have these little sticks. Point them in the right direction, they'll give you a source of water. Or a compass of sorts that will point you in the right direction. There are magical spells that will be able to help you, find object? I believe something like that could be arranged.
You have to be pretty close to it for that to work. It's not a global spell.
It is arranged. But I don't know that spell.
Not yet. We don't know it yet. We're working up to it.
Maybe.
From what I know, this agony item is an ancient, very powerful item. I think if it was easy as just casting a spell to find it, it would be found by now.
Well, the tricky thing is anybody, like, we have to be careful about talking about it, you know, because anybody that might think that they're close to it, then that all of a sudden they're going to be trying to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so just to give you guys a little bit of help, if you look at the map, if you zoom out on the map, I've added some circles. The yellow circle, you know what it is for. The large red circle is for the red elf. You guys should have information about that. The small orange circle inside the red circle is the sand. The top tan one is the dragon's lair. The small blue one is the other god that is gaining followers. The light blue one is the pirates who were bringing in slaves. So you have all the white dots, and then you have all of those as well. You guys have a lot of story hooks that you've either just ignored or don't want to deal with. So, I mean, there's a lot of different directions you guys can go to.
To
So
be
you have
fair,
a lot of
couple
options.
of these existing story hooks were kind of out of our power range at the time.
The
We
the
kinda showed up
tan
on the
one,
right
that
side.
is the
That's the necromancy place where Breed Item.
yeah.
Is there any kind of history book, perhaps, that talks about this agony? Can we look it up? And maybe from there we could tell historically wise where it might be? Canceling out some of the other, maybe not so important areas that we marked on the map.
The
What we
information.
know about it,
Yeah, go ahead.
well, no, it was like what we know in character, right? Is that apparently a long time ago there was this war. And to keep a long story short, that dragon cave that we went to was the lair of a dragon who was the last known creature to have agony. Which is what we think is why the necromancer was there trying to summon the dragon so that she could find agony. But we stopped her. And
She didn't take too kindly to that.
you know,
Could we find the dragon ourselves and talk to them?
The dragon died. That's why the necromancer was trying to bring it back.
And then we banished it, so yeah.
We didn't know at the time that the dragon and Agony were all one piece.
Interwoven.
Yeah, we didn't even know about Agony at the time.
Can we wait? What about the body? Is there still a body? I assume that if they were bringing it back, there had some kind of corpse of the dragon. No.
Right. It was the skeleton of the dragon was there. But
Is
whatever
the,
ritual
is
it
the
was
skeleton
doing-
still there or still intact?
Their buddy got rid of it.
I was about to say, I think the spell they were doing, whenever we stopped it, it got rid of the body, the corpse. If I
That
remember
doesn't
correctly.
Yeah, I'm sure you know
No,
what
that-
magical item you use to get rid of it.
Player wise, I do. Character wise, I do not.
But I'm sure if you guys look through the notes, you have deeper information about somebody or something that can actually possibly help you even more.
Well, yeah, the red elf, right?
Of course, my little mouse charm that I just recently got. It will lead us the way.
Yeah.
The other dragon, the descendant of the one that we banished, supposedly.
Is hunting for it as well, yes. But you haven't ran into that yet.
Yeah.
That sounds like it's just going to be oodles and boodles of fun.
Can I make a suggestion? We're not the only ones finding it, right? Couldn't we just find one of these guys that are searching for it and just tail them so they'll look over to place, and when we find it, we just swoop in?
Well, it doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't necessarily work like that, right? Like, it'd be different if it was something like a person, you know? Like, we were trying to get help finding somebody important, but this is an ancient artifact.
All right, I'm going to be blunt. We're a couple of players that don't want to point in a particular direction because we don't want to be that guy said, "Oh, we went that way and you were wrong." Well, then I'll make the executive decision. Where the closest dot that isn't the swamp will go to that.
No, that's not what is happening at all.
That is basically what is happening. You're talking about wondering what to do next when I'm hearing the DM saying all this other stuff. Nobody is wanting to tackle any of it.
We're just brainstorming, man. We're talking.
Roleplay and
Doesn't sound
trying to
like it.
discover what we want to do.
Anyways, we can go. So, that red elf in the woods, right, was supposed to be some ancient creature, some ancient entity.
There was
And-
something that I mentioned about the red elf and the dragon itself.
Yeah, and I'm trying not to metagame it, but piece it together at the same time.
Yeah, you should have that in your notes somewhere. I did.
Yeah.
I did give you the information about that.
So what we can do is we could take the path through the mountain to Craghammer, rest up, patch up, clean up, stock up on food, whatever, and then head back to the Wildwood, and I can try and talk to this elf again. It showed mercy on me twice because I was on my way to deal with the dragon or the necromancer or whatever. So obviously it wants us to stop the dragon or agony or something. It wants something to do with that. And I think that's our best bet. We kind of have no idea where to go right now. And the entire continent of Tal'Dorei to explore. Maybe this creature can narrow it down for us.
Fair enough.
Any objections?
I've
Fine as that.
never met a red elf. I find that interesting. Let's do that.
They're not nice. I guess there's no.
Not to you. You're not a people person.
Yeah.
And what is a red elf exactly? I assume it's an elf covered in tons and tons of blood?
It's exactly what it sounds like. Red-skinned elf. I don't know. That's what it looks like to me.
Is it an elf with a bad suntan?
Whatever that means.
What? People can suntan.
Well,
This is
some
not.
do.
The sun is still invented, you guys. It was there.
All right. So you guys are gonna make a stop in Iman. Do you need to buy anything? Restock on anything?
I think we're gonna go to
Um,
Craghammer if that's possible, right?
Heading up. towards-
Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
kind of like this path. Stop by Craghammer and then to the woods.
Well, I don't think there is a path that way.
Is this not a path right here? Is that a river? Or is that road?
That's a road, but
Oh yeah.
the road goes down. Let me.
So maybe we could like travel the road and then it cuts down here through the mountain.
Yeah.
That's a road right there, isn't it?
This is
Yeah, but I think that road where the H is in Craghammer goes south right there, and it's that road that follows the forest. It doesn't go straight across.
What?
Yeah, I know. I missed it
There's that
too.
little road right there.
I think you have to go down to this little fork, and then you can take it in.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like cut down here and then cut over the mountain and then cut
Yeah.
down this road and then into Craghammer. Right?
right. Oh,
Damn
wow,
mountains.
I don't care. All
Too
right.
many mountains.
So you're going to Craghammer.
Yep.
All right. The path is quite treacherous, and through the mountains it is a bit chilly. Any of you guys have winter clothes? Warm clothes?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't think I do. Shit.
But she does have short swords.
Yeah. Does know how to use that.
Stab the cold wind.
All right.
We have the wagon, right?
No.
Uh,
No, we.
Yeah,
We did.
we checked the horses at the village before we went to. That's what I had in my notes. I thought.
Wait, do we have the wagon?
We didn't take the wagon into the swamp, but left it at the village close to where we were.
How long ago was that?
that is not a road, guys.
You and your topology.
This is not a road.
What's not a road?
It's not.
It's water.
You talking about? Oh, nice.
That's what I was asking.
So, DM, where is the road?
The road is this. I don't know what is going on with my freaking game here.
So the road's here, and
This
we.
is the road.
This is the
road
road.
here.
Okay.
There is no road here. That's water. There is no
So
road
there's no way to
here.
get into Craghammer from the west, huh?
Now you have to take it from the south up.
Lame. I guess we'll just go to Iman then to start. Oh dang, why am I doing that?
There we are. So
Oh. So I guess we'd have to go to Amon to get the horses and wagon anyways. So we go to Amon, pick up our horses and wagon, and make our way to the Wildwood.
Yeah. We could possibly. There might be a teleportation to Craghammer
If you want.
from Amon, but it's probably going to be costly.
Okay.
Well, let us see if they even have such a thing before we decide to throw our precious coin away.
Let's make our way to Amon first, and we'll go from there.
all right. Again, trail is nice and easy. You guys make it to Iman with no issues.
Okay. I don't really have too much to do in Amon. I guess I'll just kind of go with whoever to pick up the horses and wagons and meet you guys at the front gate.
I'm just checking some
Besides-
stuff.
Is there any significance of Iman that I should know about?
Yeah, Ganon killed his wife here, and
Whoa! Nobody
Not
knows
bothered-
that, man. Come
hasn't
on, nobody
kinda-
knows that.
played it or anything, hasn't used it, hasn't mentioned it. Then, like, doesn't even bother me anymore. I mean, I just murdered her. I mean,
It bothers Ganon, but he's not gonna be like all sad and lame about it. He's freaking not that kind of guy.
It's not the
Nobody
emo
knows
there?
about it, so he's not gonna bring it up. Jesus Christ!
There's nothing going on anymore. Nothing at all.
I didn't kill my wife in Iman, by the way. It was outside Iman, but whatever.
So, what happened exactly?
Jurisdiction.
Did he make you a sandwich or something? Or
I mean,
She didn't fold my laundry, so you know.
The ale was warm.
let's just never mention it ever.
I'm waiting, man, because the only person Ganon would ever talk to about that was Andrus, and Andrus had to go and die twice. So now I'm just harboring it until I have a
He didn't
good
die twice, man. He just biffed the roll. Like,
well, you know.
All right.
So yeah.
So,
What happened?
Ganon,
No, it didn't. You don't know about it. Shut up.
Ganon,
Never happened.
Ganon's just chilling like nothing ever happened to him anymore.
I'm sure as we get closer to Iman, Ganon starts getting like weird because a lot of bad stuff has happened to him around Iman, and he knows his home is nearby, along with the body of his wife. But he's not gonna like mention it or be obvious about it. It's not who he is.
there is a nice guy outside named Jack who does
Got
a
off
lot
his
of
horse.
does a lot of stuff. He's a contacting him on for you guys.
Jack of all trades.
You other than Jack, I think that's really the only other main NPC you guys have actually made a bond with.
Yeah. No, nothing.
What the fuck?
Gonna keep to himself.
hey, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Now, is the object itself we're trying to find, or was it purposely hidden? I mean, we're trying to find the object, but was it just randomly placed somewhere and we're trying to find it, or is it actually hidden somewhere?
Okay. So a long time ago, there was the what is it called?
Did he just cut off for anybody else?
I was like, that's a hell of a dramatic
There's a
pause.
lot of
You
little
guys
long
trying to
dramatic
make
pause.
suspense.
There was
Building anticipation.
the gods basically fought, and all the gods are put
Uh-huh.
behind a wall, so that the humans and stuff, so gods can't interact on the plane anymore. But they left these vestiges, which are kind of like their magical items. Now, some of these magical items have been found, and they're kind of like magical items that level up with you. Like, it starts off as like a pretty normal weapon, and then by tier 3, it's a god weapon, basically. And they were scattered all over the world. Well, in this war, this guy had it. He was killed by a dragon. The dragon took it to its cave, and they went to this cave, found a necromancer trying to res the dragon so she could get the location of it. They put a stop to that, and shortly after that, they found out that the gnolls were rising up, gathering an army, devouring wild creatures like goblins and stuff like that, humans, elves, whatever they came across, and their numbers were multiplying. And they were on the hunt for this relic called agony. They kept saying agony, agony, we want agony, which everybody took as they just want to cause a lot of agony. And then later on found out that it was this vestige that they were looking for. Meanwhile, there's these pirates / slavers they were delivering humans, elves, and halflings to these gnolls to boost up their army. There's an occult that is secretly looking for Agony. There's the necromancer that's secretly looking for Agony, and now you know that the relative of this dragon who basically hid Agony a long time ago is now looking for his grandfather's treasure, or his dad's treasure. You don't know the specifics. And if the good
So
people
us-
find Agony, they can keep it out of the hands of the evil people. But there's a lot of evil people looking for Agony, so you guys are trying to stop the evil people from getting Agony before you guys get Agony. What you guys are going to do with Agony when you find it, you don't know. But you do know Agony is a 3-headed mace. Or flail? I think it would be considered a flail.
I think flail is the right word, yes. Or if it was a 3-headed mace, it would just be a mace with like
Yeah,
more
it's got-
bulges than it should.
It's got 3 mace balls at the end of chains, so it's a flail. 3-headed flail.
Flail. It's a flail. Okay, so gnolls are trying to find it. Actually, hold on. Gnolls are pretty much ravenous creatures going all over the place looking for this thing. But how exactly are they just going around mindlessly to do this?
But we also discovered they were under the
they-
influence of Yinagu.
They built an army.
Yeah.
Up and was actually taking over goblin villages and stuff like that. The goblins got together with giants, orcs, and ogres, and were going to destroy the humans and the gnolls after they fought each other. They would take out the winner. And that's where the party came in and got them all to work together to get rid of the gnolls. So the gnolls are on the low end of the... They've been pretty much dealt with at this point. Not to say there aren't some looking for it. But yes, as Ganon was about to say, the cult is actually of a demon lord. Yggdrasil. If I said that right.
Is it possible to maybe perhaps make a deal with the gnolls if they may have any knowledge of the object? Say that we'll get it for them if they give us something in return. And then we'll go over to the island object place or whatever and then take the relic for ourselves. Or at least have it hidden in a better place.
The only couple of problems with that is there's no way that Nose will help us. We basically built an army against their army and wiped out a good bit of them. So they hate us. And then also, unfortunately, if the Gnolls knew where it was, they'd probably have it. Because Yinagu's looking for it. And so they're looking for it. I don't know. It's very risky. If we try and get the Gnolls to help. Even if they would.
Alright.